User joined your channel.
Hello everyone and welcome to round 5 of the 2011-2012 SuperGT series season at Aston 22 Cup circuit. This is the qualifying race. Sorry for the somewhat belated commentary. Having a few problems with getting people to do it. As you can see, the race is already underway. We're on lap 2. Then Samson Yovansu from Cookie Monster Racing is leading in GT300 in his FXR. And in GT300 we, again as so often, actually have Tiger Express leading, being high up rather in the qualifying race. Let's hope they're gonna have the luck they need to get through to the real race. Very close to the top of the GT300 field right now, with the top 4 cars being virtually within 1 second of each other. Of course, one of the special features today is, for the first time since round 1, we actually have wind in all official sessions. Currently 10 kilometers an hour of wind here in the qualifying race, and that is certainly going to affect the XR teams more than the SR teams, as our car is more prone to just handle bad and windy conditions. But you can see Pavard isn't bothered too much by it. Keeping that car in front of the 2 FZRs behind him of Conquest Racing and Team Virus. Behind them, there is one of the very few FXRs in the GT300 field with the Glowing Pistons team, using that car and 4-wheel drive system to the advantage, to their advantage on this rather twisty track. Not a lot of, well, not any high-speed corners actually. The highest gear used in a corner here is actually third. So that's definitely going to come into play. I mean, you see the same effect in GT500 with FXRs being 1-2. It'll be interesting how this plays out later on. Possible GT300 train for the lead actually, with the yellow TM and the yellow Conquest car behind them, the grey and green Virus GT300 car. Depends now, whoever of the first two makes a mistake, the other one will capitalize from it. It's very hard for the XR in this first sector with the turn one. It's not very... something the XR is very good at, these low speed corners where the revs drop quite a lot, especially with the GT300 car, which has absolutely no power, with no turbo pressure out of the corner, so I have a tough time defending his lead around these slow corners actually. It's more like this turn, these kind of turns, which should help, but it's got a bit twitchy there. But there's just no real way past the XR here, even with the very, very slow corners. It's very hard to get by them, since they have, well, or should have, a top speed advantage over the FZRs, especially. It doesn't appear though either of the cars involved in that train has got massively more pace than either cars behind or in front. Either that or they're just all being held up by TM, which is, well, also a possibility. Another thing that will be worth talking about here today on this... Oh, Virus putting a wheel off onto the speed humps there. Trying to be careful there to not get damper damage of those. What I was gonna say, it's gonna be very interesting here to see how the lapping will work between GT500s and GT300s, since you basically don't really have any long straights whatsoever. Conquest is actually now side by side, and oh, will they be going for the move? No, they think better of it. They managed to get a better exit, actually hit Tiger Express. It's Conquest into the lead. Oh, Tiger Express through the tires. Oh, it's a Virus in blowing pistons now, parts. TM just went from first to fourth within 3 corners. They're trying to come back here. Big lockup from Virus car. It will probably manage to at least get back the 3rd place in GT300 from the Blowing Pistons team with an XR down the front stretch. Should be reasonably fast in the straight line. There we go, slipstream, and no problem at all getting past that car. Back up in the 3rd, Havas is for now. Ooh, and a bit of contact on the straight. It's like, as always, qualifying race, top 5 get through into the main race. 19-minute race with 1 pit stop. Havas also now having very, very hot front tyres.
User was moved to your channel. User was moved to your channel.
And joining me in the commentary box now are Isaac Price and Dennis Lind. Hello.
Hello.
Have you been following race since the start yet?
No, I actually just recently joined, just about 2 laps into the race, I believe.
Yeah, up to now it's been a bit of few chaotic manoeuvres from to the leading GT300 team with having barely any overtaking possibilities here. Just going a bit, bish bash by people.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to expect
mistakes.
this in a qualifying race, really.
And especially
Crucial
this
to be in that
track.
top 5. Yeah, exactly. Very twisty circuit, and car has its flaws. Any car has its flaws, with the FZR not really having the top speed in the GT300 class, and same for the FXR, where XR is just insanely quick down the straightaways compared to the 2 cars, and not very good through any of the corners.
Yeah, I think I saw TM actually be like 4 kph faster down the straight than the Virus GT300 car. I mean, that's quite a lot for cars that are this slow, actually.
I think in GT300 they should have a better chance because the traction out of the corners is important, but in GT500, well, there isn't that many XRs actually racing, but if there were, it wouldn't be very good here.
Blowing Pistons is trying around TM here and gets it past.
Ooh, and Mafia Racing also trying to get them, since they're off, well, they're not going to be off the hook just like that.
I think TM should just focus on staying on the track at the moment and not fighting too many battles, because they're locked in at the moment. They don't need to fight for the position, to be honest.
Oh, and he puts the wheel off and almost spins off the track.
Oh.
And rage quit. Oh well. Only welcome gift from 4 other teams behind even.
I'm not sure he had a teammate because he was saying on Alpha's forum how he needed somebody to drive it yesterday, so it's probably something to do with that.
We had quite a few teams not confirming or saying they couldn't race on this track. No, it actually has anything to do with the fact that this track, as far as I can tell, is a leading community awards poll for the least favourite open configuration.
The track is simply not made for GTR cars. This is a pure NGT turbo
TVO track, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you can bump each other lots.
Exactly.
Well, it'd be good for like IGCC or something like that, probably, but...
Yeah, definitely, because the FXR is somewhat easy to drive around here, and you can, without a doubt, the fastest car on this track.
And the flat spots, because like in this car, and like the chicane and stuff like that, in this track, you get quite a lot of flat spots, but in FXR, because it's got 4-wheel drive, you can just press the throttle and it'll keep the wheels turning, so it's not an issue.
A tank boss around the circuit, rather.
True that.
If I look at the tyres in GT500, you have both lead FXRs on R4, R3. So basically the, well, brain tyre conservation thing off and just push. And then you have all FZRs on R2, R3 actually, which I thought wouldn't be the case, since flat spots can be quite a big problem around here.
Yeah, that's true. There's only, I believe it's only turn 1 where you brake in a straight line, and even that corner is a massive danger to flat spots, because it's a pretty early apex corner, since it opens up the exit, and every other corner apart from that you have to turn while you brake. And that is definitely not optimal for any of the GTR cars apart from the FXR, obviously.
Ooh, now very close for the GT300 lead between Virus and Conquest, side by side down to turn 2. Virus having the inside line. We've seen outside passes around this kind of corner, so Conquest actually keeping it around the outside on the inside for the next corner. and actually they stayed ahead, so...
Yeah, you see, this is just one of those corners where there's infinity amount of entries to that corner. I mean, the exits should be somewhat the same, but you see wide exits and double apex, and even some people just keep it to the very inside. So it's almost like watching off-road racing, where people are choosing the line carefully to whatever that suits their driving style the most.
And also World Crashly retiring from the GT300 field. Oh, and crash between Scuderia Gas and Mafia Racing. Oh, and now letting barely gets through. Oh, and barely hit the leading GT500 car. Oh dear, that's quite a bit of left rear damage on that FXR just from that one hit. Yeah, certainly there was absolutely no way to go for Samsa Yamatsu there. Just trying to avoid other cars.
It was Baron who got crashed, not Samson. I think.
They both got hit. I saw Samson get huge left rear damage. Not huge, but well, you can clearly see that on the car now. Now, Virus by Conquest as well. Now, after about 8 laps of not bothering to overtake people, they have decided to actually fight hand and fist.
Virus having a little bit of an off there, off the small chicane back to the club section of the track. Didn't look like it hurt them too much, but they're now having dirt on the tyres, and that's going to allow Conquest to catch up a little bit to them, maybe even getting the draft on the straightaway here.
I imagine it's very hard for the Virus driver actually, because he's on mouse, he's in an F sedan, he's going to drive through a chicane where the car's actually, where you're braking on 2 wheels actually. So that could probably be an issue for him. I would want to do it for sure, because I hate that chicane enough as it is, really.
Yeah,
having to drive
really
with mouse.
a bit too narrow for a GTR car.
As you can see, the GT500 leaders now coming through the last few GT300 cars.
Yep, and that's allowed to Conquest catch right back up to Virus.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be one of the stories of the day here. Just GT300 is being held up, GT500 is being held up when GT300s are side by side in front of a corner. It's just really, really bad. This kind of track.
Where is the Live for Speed France car? They were in front of South of Heaven just before.
Actually,
that's what I was talking about when there was that contact.
But yeah, obviously they got crashed off.
They got crashed off then, so that's why they're so far back. He lost like 5 seconds.
Oh, okay.
They're still in third, so they're still locked in at the moment.
Yep. I see it behind the back now.
This is really not a pleasant track to overtake.
No, there's really just 3 corners where you really want to commit to a pass here.
I think into class, when you're battling somebody in your own class, it won't be too bad, but it's when you're lapping a car that's much slower than you, there's points on the track where there is literally just nowhere to go. Like, just when I was practicing on a server with one other GT3, and like, there was 2 or 3 times where I just caught them in a place where if they just took their normal line, there wasn't anywhere for me to go. I had to lift off the throttle and straight, just to not hit them, so... And when you're in a battle with another car, that's gonna lead to accidents.
Probably harder for the, let's say, XRs in GT500 since they also have the very, very bad corner exits. Like a GT3 isn't slower than them out of corners, which is a real issue since the straights here are so short. And now actually being, well, pointed at, Cole had somehow dropped out of top 5, and a few laps ago I still saw them in 4th place. Having some serious tyre issues actually.
Well, looking at their like last laps, they're actually closing in on WKD or whatever they're called. But like, what's happened hasn't happened to them in the last 3 laps. They've just got quite a slow pace at the moment because of the tyre issues that Don was talking about. But they've still got a chance to catch up. They're only just over a second behind with 5 laps to go.
That certainly still gives them a decent chance. No doubt about that.
And they're about to come up to the GT300 lead as well, so that would be quite hard for them to get through because they'll be battling.
It's just like they're not really faster. None of the GT300 leaders is fast. It just is about who makes a mistake when and how much does it cost them at the moment. I reckon the Conquest car actually easily passed the Virus car down the straight. They have quite a bit of spare capacity when it comes to top speed over the Virus car by 2 kph up. Also, if I'm not totally wrong, we actually do have a new team in the league with Infinity Skills, don't we?
Yeah, I believe it's the first race they do, yeah.
Haven't really seen them outside of MOE for ages, really. When it comes to international league, at least.
Yeah, I think they do a lot of Hungarian championships, but it's rare you see them outside of the normal habitats.
But yeah, it's nice they show themselves.
Yep.
In yet another FZR, which has been kind of the story of the season in GT500. I think there are a few FXRs and 2 XRs, and the rest is all FZR of about, well, I don't know, 25 entries.
Yeah.
Just like looks like it's been a bit quiet in the last few nights, since people have seemingly realised that crashing into each other doesn't necessarily help when you try and finish a race in the top 5. Ooh, just as I was talking about infinity skills a minute ago, nice excursion onto the speed humps coming out of the Aston Cadet, second chicane leading back onto the club, kind of part of the track. Luckily the speed humps have been fixed in the last few patches, so you don't completely ruin your damper by driving over one of them once. Hellenic Racing Team off in that said chicane.
Got 3 laps to go and WKD was extended the gap to Core, so he needs to start putting the laps in now, otherwise Core aren't going to make it to the main race, which would be quite a bit of a shock really. I saw one of their drivers doing a stint earlier, so they have put some laps in. In GT300 they're looking quite strong with Luis Barbosa.
So that Tosavainen was just being shuffled to GT500 a few hours ago actually, so he probably didn't have too much practice with that. He's had absolutely massive tyre troubles earlier, his fronts were on fire and his rears were ice cold. And it seems to have cost him quite a lot of time. I mean, there's not a lot of time to make mistakes up in a 19-lap race.
Well, he's 6 steps up on WKD this lap, so
yeah, he could get
seems to have realised that he needs to get on with it. But they're quite a lot, WKD are quite a lot faster on the straight. Their top speed is 6 kilometers an hour faster, so it's gonna have to be a dive, I think, if he wants to have a shot at him.
And they're also going, but they're going very sideways through the corners. Saying they shouldn't, looks quite good, but it's probably not going to gain them a lot of time. Cole's having some clutch temperature problems. Car really can't get out and into gear properly anymore. It's just, you can really hear it. It's dragging the clutch massively. But it probably don't care anymore because either it's now top 5 or not finished. With that clutch at least, but yeah. Maybe we're gonna see a bit of desperate do or die move. Not that I want to see one really.
Lance puts in the fastest lap, yeah?
FXR is certainly looking like the fastest car on this track.
Well, Yanni was 3 times up to sector 3, but then he lost 0.3 in the last sector where it's all about the traction out the last corner, so it looks quite good for them, because even though the FXR have a slower top speed, they'll get a better exit, so you won't get later on. It's going to be hard to beat an FXR here, I think.
Yeah, certainly.
I think the problem with all the the problem with the FXR teams is that there isn't any team in FXR that's actually got 2 really good FXR drivers. Like, Samson's not long that fast, but he's pretty good in a racing situation. Like, we saw in IGTC, he could, like, make up the time when it was, like, just after a safety car, but then when it was hard.
Oh, and Wicked off and spun, and that's probably them out of the race. Oh, on the very last lap, just with half a lap to go. That's a real shame.
Very unlucky.
Sam Stevenson actually wins for Cookie Monster Racing in GT500. Ronnie Tolman a second for South of Heaven, then it's Elvis France with Pierre Perron. Mikovic for Infinity Skills, new entry for this round. And then the final top 5 position in GT500 will go to Core Racing. Got really lucky there. Wicked in 6th, and the final GT500 car with Spirit Racing Team in 7th. So more, Vire is gonna bring home the win in GT300 unless they somehow manage to run out of fuel down the start finish straight now, which I think is, well, rather unlikely. It's Glowing Piston's gonna get 3rd, 2nd even though. But no, that FXR just doesn't have enough power. 2nd for Conquest, 3rd for Glowing Pistons. And LLM in 4th place as well, with the final race spot for GT300 going to Scuderia Gas.
No. Hellenic.
Oh, Hellenic. Oh god, I'm switching through cars too much. Confusing myself. Well, Scuderia Gas just about, well, finishing and not being very happy there. And Mafia Racing in 7th with half a front end left. So, yeah. That's the qualifying race. Bashing here and there, but probably nothing like what we're gonna see in a, well, few minutes time. Qualifying obviously, but later in the race. 90 minutes. 57 race laps if I'm correct. So
That is
yeah.
correct.
And something completely unpredictable, the wind speed, which could vary from between, I think, 4 and 24 kph, and that can seriously affect things.
Actually, the standard FZ5 makes top speed than with the current restriction. So we have the qualifying started now for both classes, GT500 and GT3. The separate servers, so cars can get 3 laps. Session, so there's going to be about 10 total laps where you can qualify in of chances.
Gonna be tough for pretty much everyone to get a clean run. Guess the FXR teams again have a good advantage. If they can qualify on R3, R2, you can just do quick out laps and manage to get a good gap between cars in front and cars behind them. Not quite sure what the pole time will be, not even roughly.
Well, in GT500, the top time was sort of 0.5, I think it was 34.5 by Yoni, so that's sort of the benchmark there. And in GT300 it was sort of, I think Ilben's at a 41.7, which is like 0.4 faster than anybody else, but with the wind it would be a bit different. How bad is it? I'm not on any of the servers, I don't know, but...
Yeah, wind is definitely going to affect things. I unfortunately did pay much attention myself either to what the wind speed on the GT500 server is like. Whatever it is, unless it's below 5 kph, it probably won't help anyone.
It's not going to do much difference now.
It's always such a factor in it, which you have to. Well, you can't really prepare for wind. You can't practice for wind since the direction and the speed is always random. But if you use your if you use your brain, and you will also feel it on the out lap as well. Just that the car tends to run wide or be slow there or brake far too well, which means you have quite a lot of headwind.
Well,
yeah.
The key thing for wind is to sort of, if you have the reference points for how fast you should be going at the end of each straight, if you're going 3 or 4 kph too fast, you know you need to brake a little bit earlier. But over a 20-minute qualifying session, everybody should be able to get to a sort of decent level where they're within a tenth or so of what their limit should be. So.
Unless they of course have headwinds all the way down the straightaways.
Well, I meant was that they'd be able to work it out over 20 minutes. Well, the time might not be the same, but the order should be. Then I remember in, I think it was IGTC BL1 last year, it was like, we're all like 0.8 off the pace. Which is pretty weird.
So, the first couple have gone past the finish line, and that's Western Bulls pole at the moment with a 35.35. And Christoph Karekis in second for
Speedo Racing.
And then Juvansu for Koki.
looking at the times, everything looked quite slow, sector 1, so maybe there is a headwind on the start finish.
Yeah, it could be. I have not really been paying attention to the top speeds yet, really. Looking at 2 or 3 of the cars, it doesn't actually seem like there's a headwind at all. In sector 1, I would more say there's a tailwind in going into turn 1. Either that or some cars have really low wings here in qualifying.
Will be, and we saw Speeder Racing just holding up Gunselman from Race That Convertible, just a small bit coming out after the last final turn there.
Oh, great. Brilliant.
Approximately.
Seems like most people have a lot of problems getting the power down out of turn 1, more than you would expect, so...
Goik set the fastest lap so far, 34.98.
First one to go on the 135. Is unfortunately something I've never managed in practice.
Ooh, and Perron sets the
now
exact
it's
same time.
double pole. Is this gonna be Heref 1997? Probably not actually, since there's more than half the session left, really. Would be cool.
We have the Speeder Racing car coming towards the finish line and then not able to... Well, they did improve their time, but not quite enough, but only enough for 4th place. Giovanso sets the 3rd quickest time now with 35.29.
Be interesting to see what the only XR today here can do with player zone. Oh, 136.04, that is actually, well, probably not what the car can do, but it's still, even if you remove half a second from that, that is still miles off what the FZR and FXR can do here. It's just a complete anti-XR track.
We have Tormiller starting a lap. Going to be his first one of the session.
If he finishes it, I think he's already had 2 or 3 aborted runs.
Probably.
Going to be very careful in turn 1. Bit off camber that corner, and with wind it's certainly going to be an even more pronounced effect.
In other news, in GT300, Ilben is on pole by 0.6 per second at the moment. Reno Coots is 2nd, Robin Friskops 3rd, and Lewis Barbosa 4th. So, looks like it's quite clear who's going to be on pole in that class, but everywhere else it's pretty tight down.
These really slow corners here, and then that chicane Johnny is going to come through now is just absolutely well. I don't really want to use the words. I don't really feel like saying the words I feel, or I really don't feel like expressing the way I feel about that chicane on stream. I have to be honest. I didn't like it in IGTC either. It's pretty bad. Yanni could go rather high up with that split.
He's about 2/10 off what everybody else did, so that's only gonna put him in 6th.
50. That's 6th place only.
See if
Still
Perron has
plenty
a
of time
trick
to
up his
improve.
sleeve. Ooh, a bit of contact in the pits between Racetrack Convertible and Speedo Racing.
They're probably liking each other a lot now.
It seems so, yeah. Oh yeah,
Let's
she runs
see
with a
what
very
the
quick split.
FXRs are doing.
Made a mistake somewhere in split 2. Still up on his best by just over a tenth, but definitely has the potential there to take pole.
Yeah, it's definitely quicker than the pole time was on that last sector. About 600 quicker. Very tight
Using a
line into
very
last
tight
corner.
line, yeah.
Yeah.
Thing is, you
Yeah.
can with this car, you won't massively lock up doing it.
Exactly. Let's see what he can put
I
down
think
from
it's
it.
actually less bumpy on the inside, which is
pole.
why it works. But
Pole by 200.
very close at the top 3 at the moment.
Point
Still
two.
just under half a session to go, so still plenty of time for people to improve.
Definitely.
Here we have when Charlie's starting his 3rd attempt, I believe.
Have a nice skin there.
Yeah, it's a nice new. Definitely better than the Lowland Lion skin they used in the past few rounds. So this is actually the first time that Western Wolves drives in Live for Speed official event, isn't it? Apart from, yeah, do this.
But it's the same team, so it doesn't really...
Yeah, it's the same team, but you're gonna see some new colours that's a bit better than what I would say fire and pissy looking skin whatsoever.
This one isn't quite so loaded with sponsors logos either.
The front of the car reminds me a bit of the old low team car. The blue, grey and white. Oh, it's not even blue, it's... or grey, sorry, it's a bit more light blue. Not the fastest middle split from Vinchavi there. See if you can pull anything up.
An adventure for the chicane.
Very, very quick last sector here. Very, very quick. About a tenth and a half of, or quicker than what you once did.
That's a massive lockup. That's an absolutely massive lockup.
And just completely out of the picture, Goik has had an even quicker lap now, 34.59.
Wow, that is actually very fast.
So yeah, okay, and we have Vinchavi up to second.
Goes second. 134.94. So you see, well, except for the rather big gap between first and second, the people behind, very close to fourth behind.
Yeah, the four cars behind are just separated by 400s, which is about 10 times quicker than you can blink with the eye.
Is it?
Yeah. I think an average blink of the eye is 0.3. We've just got that bit of info confirmed by our silent ear, Phil Diaz. And Giovan's on another quick lap here. Very
quick split.
And again, that funny tight line there, and a bit of hand brake into the final corner. A bit wide in the exit though. That's going to hurt him a bit.
Which still, I guess it could still be good enough for second.
Yeah,
And
it's
there we go.
definitely second. And we have Pierre Perron, who's now in fifth, just a less than a blink of an eye. Or maybe more a flap of a colibri, slower than third place even. So.
Very interesting around a few of these corners here, where the different lines some people are taking.
Yep.
Especially through turn 2, I guess. Turn 2 is the prime example. Just like about 20 different... Oh!
Oh, massive two-wheel action there. That was absolutely awesome. I don't even think he lost too much time doing that. It seemed like the car was just... No. Sort of quick second split there, about 500 off what Juwansu was just on.
I think anyone would have dared going flat out on that if this was hardcore qualifying, but...
Oh,
110.58,
even quicker.
Whoa!
Even quicker. Even quicker. Let's see what he can do in the last split here. See if he has the same... He does a
not
bit
quite
wider.
as tight, but yeah.
He definitely got a better exit though there, so... Maybe
He
we'll have
should
had to
be
move on
second
then.
for sure. Don't think it's gonna be first quite. Oh, point! Oh,
You called it.
off.
You called it. And also Venchavi improved just a little bit. He goes under 34.9, which we have only one driver left in, and that is Joni Tomala.
Pretty sure he can do this well, just he can't get a lap together somehow, I suppose. See.
And here comes XRR, and let's see if he improves his time. He did a 35.4, and that's just enough for 9th. About a 10th slower than there.
Yeah.
Neil Conway, 36. Pierre Biron is starting his lap just now.
Well, will he be able to find? Well, he needs 200ths of a second from somewhere. Very, very good exits with that setup. Just the car absolutely rocketing out of corners.
Yeah, that is what you want in a corner or a track like this. You just want the car to sort of just have the massive amount of exit traction and just, you know, getting the fastness down and power down to the next corner. But it seems like he's lost a bit of time in sector 1 and in the grass as well, so that's not gonna help him. And Juwansu
can get a second run.
it should be somewhat possible. He just has to hurry up a little bit.
So of course not following that super exit strategy. Is more like the Ken block in FXR for the rolling of on shakedown stages. Yeah. You see, whoa, silent fades into the corner already.
You saw you want to just completely sideways going into the corner as well, yeah.
See if he does it there again. Well, yeah, handbrake.
A little bit, yes. Just enough to get onto the sleeping policeman.
Track.
And about the same split as Perron just did now. Not into the grass.
corners, if you do a corner without counter steering for him in that car, it's probably not right.
And just a little bit too much grass on the tyres for this corner, but he makes it through. And a bit of too slow middle sector there to do anything.
Hard
Through the chicane.
pole.
What is that corner? Is that a chicane or is that just a double hairpin? Kinda hard to say, isn't
I
it?
think it's one of these bits of track in LFS where Eric started like from both ends of the track and then came to that bit and didn't know how to connect them together. So that's my guess, really. Oh! That's
Hard into the tyre as well.
Any chance of a better time gone.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Maybe he's gonna.
Ron behind him.
Ah, Piron didn't make it.
Well, no, he didn't make it in time. He had to let Samps by.
Pretty quick split from Wong in his XRR. We're still in 9th. Let's see if
A
he's.
bit of traction troubles in the last corner.
Yeah. Does improve a lot.
Whoa!
Yep, he's up to 7th. That's a good qualifying for the XRR.
I haven't been paying attention to top speed, but they could get a rather annoying
Fantastic
start compared to the FZRs.
And Karekis was not able to push them down, so he's gonna start in 8th.
8th for Speeder.
And 11th for Core.
Last car to finish down that in GT500. The GT500 grid, as of now, in the race will be as follows. Conquest Racing from LFS France in 2nd place, then it's Samsi Ivansu for Cookie Monster Racing in 3rd. Matti Venkjarvi in 4th for Western Wolves, with Joni Tolman in 5th for South of Heaven. Race Star Convertible in 6th place, with Players Only Italia in 7th, and Speeder Racing in 8th. Then it's Next FXR with Yorkland and Gravity Racing Team in 10th. Core Racing in 11th, and TDRT in 12th. And the bottom 3 places in GT500, Sonic Realms Racing in the lowest FXR, Infinity Skills, and the Reality Racing Team.
And in GT300 we have the Vortex Motorsport setting the pole with Ursula in the car. Speeder Racing in 2nd with Renault Coots. Western Wolves 3rd with Friskops. Genuine Racing Koskinen. Core Racing 5th. 6th is GTS Motorsport. 7th is Glowing... No, wait, what happened? GTS in 2nd. 7th, Glowing Pistons in 8th, Savage Sim Sports in 9th, 10th is Angel Power Racing, 11th is Player Zone, 12th is Sonic Realms Racing, Last Lap Motorsports in 13th, Conquest Racing 2nd to last, Hellneck Racing rounding up the GT300 grid.
And that's all 30 cars, which is, well, plenty for this track. It's a 95-second lap, but yet it's very, very tight. The track is not that narrow, but the ideal line is for sure.
Yep.
It's certainly going to be very interesting to see whether they can get down the start-finish straight without crashing, not even talking about turn 1.
And this is about that time where I will have to leave you and go back to the Western Wolves channel.
Yeah, well, it was nice to have you here. It was a bit more lively, and with just me only.
I'm sorry, I'll try to get some people with you. I wish you the best.
So we're setting the grid now for the feature race, and I'm joined by Oscar Hardwick. So hello, Oscar.
Hello Dominic, hello everybody who's watching Super GT series today.
It'll be somewhat interesting. Well, interesting can be interpreted in multiple ways in this case.
Indeed it can. Just for myself and any people who have just started viewing, would you like to give us a run-up of what has happened to now through the qualifying race and qualifying itself?
Well, qualifying race was pretty straightforward since there weren't as many teams as usually, but the problem is if a kind of problem situation comes up, it is going to be a massive problem. There's really no way past on this track except for like 2 corners, so it's going to be very interesting how, not as much within classes, but how the GT500s will negotiate for GT300 traffic for later on in the race.
Well, are we going to be seeing it at the Blackwood then, where the GT500s really did get embroiled in the battles of the GT300s and vice versa on a lap-by-lap basis? As soon as they got going and spread up, I mean, the passing and the action was non-stop. Hopefully we see that again, and just in a more clean racing environment than the last time I was here commentating at Kyoto.
Yeah, I mean, we've had more of a banger racing environment, a Blackwood reverse in a qualifying race, if I remember correctly. And last time out, we had every car in the field make contact with at least one other car, so...
I am right in thinking that last time out was Kyoto, and I've not just missed something big.
Yes, you're right, and that it was about a month ago, also 4 weeks ago,
Christmas
since
break.
we've had a race.
But, well, we can hope that the quality of driving has improved, but the general consensus with seasons is that they sort of start really good and everyone's behaving and wanting to enjoy themselves, and it gets down to the nitty-gritty where people are just batting people out of the way for points.
Yeah, obviously, it's always like that, only today we have something we haven't had since AS5, the first round, and that is a low wind, and in a few minutes time we're gonna see what that wind speed will be, and I think that is gonna change the course of this race quite a lot, or could be changing the course of this race quite a lot.
Well, at places like Aston, so fast and flowing. I mean, I've raced at Aston with a fairly low wind in GTAL a couple of years ago, and it affects how the cars handle, particularly on colder tyres, hugely. You just cannot figure it out. It took me a good 5 laps to rearrange my lines and braking, so I guess some of the less experienced driver, and especially if you look to the GT300 field, there are a few of them. If the wind is up maybe beyond 10 kilometers per hour, then they're going to have to start learning quickly.
Yeah, definitely, only the difference today is we are not going to have any high-speed corners. I think the highest apex speed of a corner is about 130 kph, so absolutely no high-speed turns today.
Am I also right in thinking that this is a bit of a pioneer broadcast, in as much as this is going to be one of the first open configuration broadcasts that's happened?
I think the Blackwood Historic IGTC round was broadcasted too, but...
Yeah, but you don't need to change many cameras for the Blackwood Historic. Seeing as the only corner changed is the chicane. Yeah, and Phil Diaz pointed out that in this series, obviously, we didn't use Blackwood Historic, that was just Blackwood reversed. Good old chicane in that one, providing us plenty of action, but you are right, IGTC has done this before. Ben Keogh, the race admin, letting everybody know that inter-class bump drafting is not allowed. Presumably that is aimed at people running teams in both classes. And we've seen it before this season, and we've seen it cause accidents before this season, so none of that, thank you.
I think we've seen pretty much everything cause accidents this season.
Well, the main thing that we've seen cause accidents is certain GT500 cars going at it on the last lap for no good reason and bumping everyone out of the way. Particularly shaking up the GT300 fight back at Kyoto, leaving it with less than a second of
I
the
hope
line.
we're certainly not going to see anything like that today. Just waiting for the just waiting for the admins to basically have the formation lap start in a few seconds.
Yep. The admins really have been pretty tight, pretty slick all season. Everything has run the same every round, which is how you want it. You want that consistency in how the events go, and it's definitely been that. Here we go then.
Here we go. It's moment of truth, wind speed.
You might see it before me. My computer's on a bit of a go slope.
And it is
2 miles
only
per hour.
4 kph, so nothing like we predicted will be happening with cars flying to the moon
How unfortunate.
because of going too fast into turn 1.
Well, in the famous words of a certain Jeremy Clarkson, it's like having an asthmatic blow on you through a straw.
Oh yes, and there we see the lead GT500 car on pole, Conquest Racing. Pulling off.
That's first pole position of the year for them, isn't it?
I think it is, yes. And
Well, actually, it's the first pole position for anyone of the year, it being 2012 now, but the first pole position of the season would probably be a slightly more accurate comment.
yeah, obviously. Oh, a few people going at it quite roughly. Oh, someone's
Giovanci's
off.
gone.
That's tire warming. I was just gonna say that. Thanks for demonstrating it. Like as you see, top 3 in GT500, 2 FXRs. Well, top 4 you could say, 2 FXRs, 2 FZRs. FXRs being sandwiched by the FZRs, obviously. It'll be very interesting run down to turn 1.
It will. I mean, seeing as it is a rolling start, no car has a distinct advantage, but you'd think it's probably a bit easier to get an FZR underway from a rolling start because there's no turbo to have to spool up.
Yeah, in GT300, it's, well, pretty much the same story. We have 2 FZRs, 2 XRs. That being the choice of most teams in that class in the top 4. With Vortex on pole, Speeder second, Genuine third, and Western Wolves without, as I already said, pretty nice new livery in, well, yeah, actually in 4th because I failed before and said 4th after 2nd.
Oh, I remember this combo.
This is gonna be something of a spectacle on the start-finish straight. I predict at least 2 cars off in the grass in both classes.
Well, I doubt anyone will remember back this far, but the first season of LFS Kart Light, the Winter Series, I was racing at Aston Club, starting from 5th position, and during the first 50 metres of the race before you even get to that first kink, I'd been hit into and lag hit upside down.
Yeah, I wonder if anyone will manage to flip over that wall on the inside of the track there coming out of the pits.
True, Jack Sedgwick isn't racing, so there's hope for them yet, but you just never know with this sort of thing, and especially with the occasional glitches in the netcode on LFS. There aren't very many, to be honest. The netcode's pretty smooth, but we've seen it before back in MOE a few weeks ago. Here we go, doubling up, ready for the start.
GT500s pulling up. Will the FXRs manage to get the advantage they can get with the turbo pressure up before the green flag? Then a green flag goes at an absolutely disastrous start from LFS France.
It's as though they didn't have that turbo spooled at all.
Right up the rear of Conquest already. Could he be overtaking them? Whoa, and Sam Giovanni actually bumping into Dashkevich there. Huge 5 wide into turn 1 for all teams. Oh, and Conquest actually being spun almost.
They've just about held it together, but they're way back.
Giovanni a massive lead after turn 1. And back in GT300, things aren't looking much different.
Ivanov's got the start of the century there, right around the outside of Gisela.
Oh, but he's got, whoa, a rather big slide on. Rather hard to tell, still getting about 450 FPS.
You're having more issues than me then. In terms of frames that you get.
Now, Vortex down into 3rd place, actually.
Oh, contact in GT500. Oh, a massive accident actually. That's Sonic Realms Racing player zone involved.
Yeah.
Course gone
And
spinning
race
round.
invertible, so their miserable luck after round 1 is absolutely haunting them. Caught also backwards in the grass there. As we predicted, there would be an accident on that one.
And apparently Conquest is gone.
Conquest also miles behind where they started now. Quite sure what happened there.
I think that was a call. I just got a call on my ear saying that Conquest GT300 had been off. It does look that way. They're back a few positions from where I remember them starting, so Conquest stay getting
out of the
worse.
chicane. Now it's Speeder Racing versus Cookie Monster Racing, FXR versus FZR. Absolutely Manso trying to overtake Isaac Price, but he's gonna do the switch back actually with our four-wheel drive.
This will be one to watch.
Whoa, wheel banging!
Isaac and Samsu, very good friends.
Oh, Samsu!
Not good friends
Dive
anymore.
bombing Isaac. Matty Venjavi now right in front of him.
Matty
making
Wenyabi made a
huge
mistake in
mistakes.
that corner. He went very wide, and that's allowed everyone to catch
Went on the
up.
grass. Oh, are we gonna get 3 wide? No, not quite. That's wrong. I can't remember. But Peron now right back up with the top 3 cars in that FXR.
A bit wide at the top of the... what are we going to call it? Eau Rouge backwards corkscrew? I'm sure there's a name that people will be screaming at me.
Uphill chicane, probably.
Yeah, one of the 17 that it could possibly be. Nice.
The Price really trying to go. I mean, he started 8th, but he's already up into 2nd place, even though he's made a mistake just now, which enables Samsa to go close right back up with him. FXR with very late braking. Problem with that FXR is you can literally stop on the apex and still get a better corner exit when that four-wheel drives over the FZR. Isaac has to draft.
And here they are.
Bumping action there.
They're going for Matty is what they're doing. I don't think it's going to work from that distance back. Isaac's just going to have to weigh up his chances here and try and move. Not that I think he'll make it into turn 1 against an FXR.
Heaven with the fastest lap is just showing how much these top 4 cars are holding each other up.
Well, South of Heaven just made about a second up on Conquest Racing in that lap alone, so good bit of consistent driving from Yoni Tormler at the moment.
Definitely, yeah. We're seeing quite a lot of bashing here in GT500, but oh, the lead GT3, which between Speeder and Genuine into turn 1. That are not getting quite the exit down the outside. Oh, Reno Coots pulling across there to the left and hitting Ivanov.
Ivanov having a little look, but that was Coots' position.
And corners like these, the FZR is just better because it isn't turbocharged. Oh, you can't go around the outside there when the first in front of you doesn't let you have the exit of the corner. Your sailor's right back up with Ivanov. Oh. Very, very sideways for uphill chicane. We're still miles away from having lap traffic, so oh my god, I don't think I will survive this. We'll have a 3-car train now for 2nd in GT300. Oh, Robin Friskop's not gonna get a massive advantage from the 2 cars in front of him, both going off onto the gravel, on the grass rather. Just can't overtake around someone with the can't overtake someone around the outside with XR. Need to wait for a straight like here. It's a pretty easy job for him. You say I should be able to fight back, especially with those brakes he has. Brakes very, very late. Actually, whoa, he actually makes it around the outside. What a brilliant move. Friskop's trying to cut back onto the apex of turn 2. It's a very, very different, very, very hard corner. Many people doing many different lines. think this group will sort itself out all that soon. They're very even on pace from the looks of it. Actually, held Reno Coot's getting away in that speed race GT300 car. When now, I think 10th place in GT500 player zone and Raystar convertible going at it side by side for half a lap now already, but looks like player zone's lost out on that one for now with all the hairpins around here. Oh, and SR in front of them and in front of TDRT almost rolling over in the chicane. Whoa. GT500 battle for the lead between Jarvi and Yarvan Cookie Monster Racing and Western Wolves. Bumping out of the last corner, actually, Samsung Yamansu obviously not wanting to take the draft too early to be re-passed into turn 1.
If I was Javansu, I wouldn't even go for the pass. The FXR just doesn't have the legs on the FZR. He knows he's got the braking.
Look at that, look at that, he's really trying to time his drafting. Fastest lap for Janssen as well. He's gonna do the switch back here again. He's done that a few times, but just didn't have the line this time really.
He's going to struggle now.
Too often he's gonna fall back into the.
Oh, and that's a tap.
Isaac Price. Oh, crash! Oh. Isaac Price muddling his way through to the lead there. So.
Not convinced Isaac knows what's gone on. He just knows it's in front now.
I'm not sure anyone knows what's going on here anymore. It's just, whoa.
Pierre Perron must be surprised to have suddenly gained a few seconds back and be in a podium position again.
Oh, and Conquest almost going down the inside of Western Wolves there. Really a lot of body contact today. And only 7 laps, well 6.5, well not quite 7. Only 6 official race laps, so it's probably gonna shorten my life considerably.
Well, speaking of shortening lives, shortening runs in second place, or at least hoping to, is Gisela for Vortex GT300 now. Is right on the back of Ivanov, and I wonder if he'll be able to make anything of it if Ivanov makes a mistake. They're very, very close together. Got Gunzelman on the charge, having a look at Tatiavi of TDRT. This is Raystar convertible. Furious fight back after that disastrous first lap incident. They're not going to make it there. Tatiavi not going to be letting him go too easily. Gunzelman looks for a bit of a switch back. They both get it crossed up, but nothing's going to be happening just yet. Is he going to have a look to the inside? I'm not sure. He's gone at the last second. Very late on the brakes from Raystar convertible, but he's going to get it slowed down. Bit sideways, but he's made the move stick. A very good move from Gunzelman there actually. If he can pull away, he'll start bearing down on Janaltis of Sonic Realms. We'll keep an eye on that one for you.
And also joining us in the commentary box is the person who leads the commentator of the year 2011 poll, Chris Ford. Hello, Chris.
What up, Dom? Sorry, I've always wanted to do that instead of was
And you're winning?
so far.
Yeah, you've missed the whole world going mad in this race.
Though Johnny Tomlin is actually catching, it seems, at the back of Van Jarvis now.
Yeah, London lines have been, after that mistaken turn today, have been Western Wolves. I'm sorry.
Now a cuddly wolf instead of a cuddly lion.
Maybe they're just getting smaller.
Keep up names there.
Will they have
Just
eventually
got used to
become
lower
Chicago
lines.
Chihuahuas or something?
I think I said brown bears next time, but yeah.
Fair enough. It's a good idea. They should
Or
definitely...
Eastern Eagles, or something like that. Filthy says he likes the name Eastern Eagles, so expect that to be anytime soon announced that they're changing the name to Eastern Eagles. Michael Booth suggests Northern Numpties, which seems fair enough.
That's what happens when me and
But there
Jack
are
go
not
near a
enough
car.
northern people in that team, so don't think that's going to happen. Also, thanks to their bad luck in the last few laps, they've been more running towards the south end of the GT300 field.
I said I was going to watch it. Giuseppe's gone past Ivanov.
Yeah, Ivanov seems to have had some kind of issue in the chicane there. I think there's a tyre flying toward him. I've never seen this track before, and this is quite an interesting one. I've just come on the server right now, and this is the first full lap I've seen of it. It's interesting.
Oh! And Dimitriev's gone off. Contact.
Oh, that's the Glowing Pistons FXR GT300.
Yeah, he went
we
into
see
it
side
first.
by side between LLM and Player Zone. Whoa! Out of last corner. They almost spin each other.
And Sonic Realms are going to take full advantage coming straight past. Could he get both of them? I think he's staying a bit too far to the right hand side. Looks like they're going to go 3 wide though, because last time Motorsports almost called them Lowland Lions. That's silly.
And now the
draft.
GT500 field leaders are going to come through.
May the entertainment truly begin.
It's going to be very
Pinto trying to go around
interesting
the
to
outside,
see.
3 wide into here, but Sonic Realms got a little bit of a touch there from Player Zone. Run a little bit wide. Player Zone onto the grass on the exit, trying to cut off last lap Motorsports. Pinto to the outside for the next corner. Is he going to be able to make moves? Stick, Morrow defending the inside, Pinto trying to go for the switchback. Is it going to work? Clever bit of driving there from Pinto. He's got a far greater run out the corner. But again, he's on the outside for the next corner. Morrow defending the inside line. Price, the GT500 leader, is right behind them now. And Juventus there too. Morrow trying to shove Pinto to the grass. Oh, and what? Morrow getting very, very well, confused. I think Juventus. Where's Juventus going? And Pinto goes off at the top of the hill. Well,
He got hit by Moro and just had nowhere to go, and someone's spinning on the grass.
Yeah, that was.
It looked like it might have been Sonic Realms GT300 to me.
No, I don't think so, because they're in
Their
front
tyres
of Pinto
don't look
still.
like it.
I don't think so.
It could well have been Dimitriev again, just getting caught up and checking himself up at that one.
Yes, Dimitrov has dropped back, so that could well have been who it was. In fact, I think it definitely was. But that was some dangerous driving there from Sabzir. I don't really understand quite what he thought he was doing there. Surely it was better to wait until the top of the hill before overtaking.
Also, I've just noticed some very interesting right front suspension damage on that speedo car of Isaac Price. I wonder if that is actually holding him, or stopping him rather, from just trying to pull away from Juventus. In this GT300 lapping story is going to be one of the key features of GT500 finishing positions today. There will be a lot of if only and if nots. From what I can see, Yoselov's now very close to the back of Reino Kutz already for the GT300 lead. It's starting to get some speed in that FZR of his. So of course getting far better corner exits without the turbo.
And Giovanto's just gone round the outside of Price. That was a fantastic move by Samtu Giovanto of Cookie Monster Racing.
If you look at Isaac Price tyres, you will know why. He even used a handbrake. He's got a lot of left front tyre issues there, and left rear actually now too. I would say it's probably damper damage. It's costing him there because that will upset the handling of his car quite badly. however, back racing by Zone Italia almost shoved one of the GT300s off the road. Angel Power Racing it was. You would think this track gets a lot narrower once you put two classes on it. It's just amazing.
It does get narrower, but everybody's sensible hats were left at home today.
Well, technically I was supposed to be driving in this. And, well, yeah, I'm not quite sure if I would enjoy the lapping situation.
Yeah, it's a very tight track this for an Aston track.
Oh, and also Robin Fritzkops has lost about, I think, 3 places in GT300. Somehow. No one's been seeing that.
Baron's going for Price. For second position in GT500 alongside each other down the start-finish straight. There's a GT300 there's 2 GT300 in front of them down toward the corner. They're battling as well, and that's GTS and Fritzkops. Whoa, Baron almost having nowhere to go. It's
Oh, is
Baron,
he?
they're
Oh,
not going to get
don't
stopped.
hit by the
Radu.
GT300.
Oh, for love of goodness me.
Oh, that was just pure lack of brake there from the GT300
Brake or
car.
brain.
Or a friendly mixture of the two.
Oh,
I figured it was quite obvious what I was trying to save there.
And that's completely destroyed Isaac Price and Speedo Racing's race in many respects because they're
And
miles
his
wide
tyres
now.
even more. Oh, GTS getting almost spun by Lowland Lions.
Apparently Conquest just hit him out of the way, so some roughhousing lapping going on just now.
As expected before the race, this is seriously not a track, in my opinion, that is suited for two-class racing. It's kind of showing, actually, even I think there are a few people that are quite hot-headed today. They don't want to, yeah. Back for a lap or two.
That was an interesting line from Isaac.
there. Yeah, that's what I was worrying at. Oh, and now, south of heaven, Johnny Tommel is gonna try and overtake Dashkevich from Commonwealth Racing GT500. Side by side, not to say, it looks like that south of heaven car doesn't have the top speed, really. Gonna try and dive bomb, yes! But clean pass, no contact. Say anything about that going past the Core Racing GT3 car.
So that incident with the GTS and Alpha's France car dropped Speedo from first 3 laps ago to 6th.
Tommler Ivanov.
Oh!
Oh, Ivanov! Off in that right hand in sector 2. That's not a very good place to go off at all. It's actually cost them, I think. Yeah, that's cost them 3rd.
Just watching for against absolutely fancy driving, and then it's quite entertaining in itself just to watch him drive this car.
Yes, he's probably had driving lessons from Ken Block. I said earlier, it's just amazing.
I'm not sure amazing is the right word. It's different. I've just seen into the final hairpin there. He decided the apexes don't matter. Just take. Wow. Okay.
Handbrake, full throttle.
I think I'm gonna stop watching him now before I start getting mesmerised by the randomness of this driving style. And Event Jarvie seems to have passed Conquest. That's Western Wolves passing Conquest for 4th in GT500. So Western Wolves having been spun around, I think, just before I got on this stream, judging for the protest thread, are now on the way back up. This is a very interesting look at the clutch temperatures on these FZRs. They really are struggling with the amount of low gear corners that there are on this track. Very red clutches out there now.
Certainly even more extreme than something you would see at like SO4 or even Firmpay.
It's interesting also to see sort of on this track a lot of people being out of their comfort zone with this being an open layout config, and it's interesting to see how various people attack different corners. You're seeing a lot more different lines than you normally would on a normal live for speed track right now, and it's interesting to see some people taking tighter entries to the corners and getting better exits, and some people going for apex, and some people driving like Samsu Urvansu.
Is what Samsu Urvansu is doing technically a racing line? Because I'm not sure.
I think, well, wow, 35.69 completely blows everybody else's pace out in this race so far, but yeah, I don't think it is a racing line. I think it's just, ooh, corner, do whatever you can to get through it. And I suppose that could be classed as a racing line. It's a Samsu line.
Coming into the last corner, he was right up on the right-hand side of the track, and he wasn't slowing down. And I just, oh, he's gone wide.
Mistake.
Sorry, Samsu, I'll stop talking about it.
Yeah, maybe his driving style led him to believe that move, trying to overtake GT300 off the track was a good idea. So yeah. Some close racing still, right down the pack at the moment. In both classes, it's all getting quite tight and frenetic.
Not really a track where you can get a massively big lead. There's just so much happening the whole time to everyone, pretty much. When the GT300 leader going through the tyres right now, there in the somewhat interesting chicane.
I don't think he was helped by the battling GT500s, which we might want to focus on. That's Gunterman and Bjorkland.
Vortex
getting ever closer.
Yes, definitely. I mean, they're gonna be rather close if you look at their tyres as well. They have far cooler tyres to be able to push.
Friskop's and Aerobo doing the funny chicane down toward the final corner, having a little battle. That's Friskop's actually taking the place, is it?
Yeah, yes, exactly. That's Western Wolves. I got it right for once past.
Oh, Perron was very, very sideways there. Did he manage to save it? No, he's slow out the corner. Tormla's surely going to get all over him. Down into the hairpin. And there we go. Tormla takes second place. Perron got very sideways in the left-handed turn 2. And that has allowed Leonie Tormla for Sound of Heaven up into second place. And Perron back down. Tormla is going to go off and somehow saves it. Perron back into second, giving no room to Tormla on the outside of the track. Tormla having to back out of it after a bit of contact. So Perron takes second place back immediately.
Amazing how bad the clutch temperatures are, as you said. I can't see any GT1 FZRs with a red clutch after a turn.
No, Western Wolves have got a nice clean clutch temperature.
Yeah, just now, because they've been lifting loads. I'm telling you, it will take me like half a year to get that name right, and then it will change again. It's only GT500 XR against Tutiavi of TRT, but a bit of a mistake. Ooh. Very deep into the braking zone from one there. Gonna try and get the best exit he can for the draft matches TDRT car, but hasn't quite managed it. Right in front of them is the SR GT500 car as well, so there's also going to be a group to watch back here. When I also see further up in front for 5th place Isaac Price and Conquest Racing. Isaac Price making up 2 seconds on the previous lap. Also, Gunsman getting around Gravity Racing, and one getting around Chichiavi. So it's same thing as usual. If you don't look at them for 1 second,
Peron made a
something
huge
massive is
mistake.
going to happen.
Here's Tourmalet. Not on the grass. That's not going to work.
All the FXRs taking a very tight line into the last corner.
Yeah,
you said it
it's
can-
very, very hard to overtake, but there are 2 lines in that corner, obviously.
Johnny Tourmalet definitely having to drive out of a corner to get the draft, as you can see.
Tourmalet takes place easily. Is Ron going to try and come back at them? Benjarvi getting close to West.
Oh,
Perron!
dive bomb!
Whoa!
Oh, Peron, what on earth are you doing? That was questionable.
That was a dive. That was an over dive. Let's see, back. And
Isaac
Price.
Price around Conquest Racing, yes. We're hearing just now. The amount of time.
Yeah, we've got
Speed
one on
advantage, yeah.
Nautis now as well.
I can't someone decide to just, I don't know, not let something happen for these 5 minutes.
Speaking of things happening, battle for third in GT300 is hotting up. Ivanov caught back up to Barbosa now.
Yes, definitely. It's the FZR second and third sector at the moment. No way to dive bomb from there unless you're Pierre Perron.
And if you're Pierre Perron, then you're going to dive bomb whilst going backwards.
Yes, but it's not very healthy.
Poor Pierre did seem to notice his mistake very, very early
Oh,
on.
Barbosa sideways.
It's
Johnny
interesting enough.
Tourmalet again
Tourmalet.
with fastest lap.
Oh, and then Isaac Price takes it.
Isaac Price, oh, beating it by 0.4. Wow.
That's interesting that Tourmalet able to do the fastest lap even though
Oh,
he had to avoid
interesting. Is
Perron.
this an interesting strategy for Conquest GT500 here? Since
Mm,
Goik
pit
has
stop.
already joined to take over for Dashkevich.
Yep, nowhere near full time. Half,
Oh, I
halfway.
can see what's happened there. Look at his left front suspension.
Yeah, suspension's been badly hit, shall we say, at some point.
Toe is
In the
just
Swiss.
massively off. He's got to keep his wheel like 20 degrees to the right to even go straight. Wonder when that happened actually.
Possibly a
very-
tyre or something.
Oh, very close for GT300 at lead and GT300 third place actually, as before. It's just FZR, it's very good in the second sector, but it just doesn't have the top speed.
Yeah, go completely flat through that top of the hill section. With their power disadvantage, just flies.
Only 0.3 of a second between first and second in GT300 as Renault Coots goes all over the grass.
We've seen quite a few people doing that, as Dashkevich is actually in the pits. Goik taking over. Also repairing damage, yes, of course. We'll drop Conquest for now to last place in GT500. Talking about damage, would any one of you...
Here's
like to
Gisela.
make-
Sorry to cut you off
Yeah,
there,
of
Dominic.
course.
Could slow out the corner on the exit.
Oh!
Oh,
Touch!
contact! He's waiting for him, I think, is he? No, he's going now.
No, not quite. He's decided to abandon that idea.
I'll let you stay close by, but I'm still taking the position.
Don't want to gain too much out of making you go off the track.
In his mind, legitimate racing move.
Looked like there was a bit of lag there, so that's potentially what caused the sort of locking together effect and forced Kuts off in the end. But oh,
Yeah.
he's
Oh, here he
pulling
goes.
over.
Oh, he's
pulling
letting him
over.
by, actually. No, not quite,
Is he?
but, well, he's waiting for him to let him get back close, but he's not letting him by.
His morals are definitely debating it.
Yeah,
There
he's
we
letting
go.
him through. Well, that's
That's
a good
probably
bit
the
of social
fairest
respect.
thing I've seen in the whole season.
It's the fairest thing I've ever seen.
I've seen things that I consider fairer. I've seen things that I consider fairer, but I don't think other people will. And I think third and fourth are rather close, actually. I'm not
But-
sure if Matthew and Javi can stay with Pieperon.
Here's Gisela again. It's right up behind Renacute, same place as last time.
Let's hope they make it a bit more lag free.
Will Gisela have a look?
Braking very early.
Kuts getting squirrely off the corner. Did eventually manage to make it cleanly out in the end, and up the hill they go. Lack of draft really with these cars as well. That's helping Gisela not run wide in that fast chicane, but Kuts has run wide. Gisela's right up with him now. Can he find a way through cleanly this time?
Not in this section, definitely. There's one line. And, well, yeah. On front takes that one line, you can't really go past. Oh, it's good chicane from really good. He's managed to pull away again. That's actually seemingly the bit that's rescued him. The lead over the past 10 minutes or so, at least. He's always managed to stretch a gap on in the last sector over the Vortex car.
Right at the back, we've got Campas and Goik going at it, hammer and tong. Goik, the faster car, remembering he's just made a pit stop and Conquest were on pole, but Campas having none of it. It's for position and he says, I want it back. Not going to happen though. Goik's not done a bad job of that corner and he's pulled away quite comfortably. Although it's
He's
right
going
on
to
the
be
back of
held
the
up by the
GT300 lead.
GT300 leaders. Don't dive, please. That went rather smoothly, actually. Goik at least.
It's lost Gisela a bundle of time.
Oh, but
That's gonna go less
he's-
well.
Oh
And
yeah,
Titus
that's
immediately
definitely
comes
cost
back to
Renault
him.
Kuts the time.
So now they're back together again. That was very fair, Goik. He took time from one and then gave it back to the other.
He's FZR biased. You never know.
Goik an
Oh.
impartial adjudicator there.
Gisela are very, very close now to the back of Kuts.
We will see if Renault Kuts makes a mistake for a chicane. Gisela should definitely be able to get his draft and stay close to him.
There's the
Renault Kuts
mistake.
does make a
It's
massive
gone.
mistake.
And across those sleeping policemen, that one does suspension any good? And it hasn't.
Hasn't, but it's not got a lot of damage and it's pretty equal on the rear, so should still handle this fine, that car. That's the lead for Vortex and quite a reasonable gap to second now. Yeah, also Western Wolves around Elephas France in GT500 for 3rd place.
Also got a little train of cars emerging behind Wong for Player Zone GT500.
Definitely. That GT1 XR is certainly not something that's fast in corners, though.
It would be okay at Aston, but what this track does is say, remember all those fast flowing bits? We're going to take them away and make you do the technical bits instead. So poor XRR here, struggling its way around.
Oh, United's getting a massive run, and someone crashing through all of the tyres in the last corner as well. Will he be able to get past, or is it just like Bonza between Hamilton and Schumacher last year in F1? Looks like it. You have my draft, but I'm not going to let you overtake all of that. Oh, the Angel Power car, is that going to influence things? No, he stays well out of the way there. Behind them, Ristolainen and Tutiyaya fighting for 10th place in GT500. Oh, and Tutiyaya hits Ristolainen.
And Janautis to the outside, it won't work there, he's going to have to back off. And he has to.
Almost on the grass. Now, I'm pretty sure that United is not very happy being stuck behind an XR on this track. Problem is the GT1 XR has the full 493 HP. Woo! Oh, but massive missed! Oh, and he lost it! Whoa! And damage. Ooh, don't
Almost
going like that. That got me scared.
I'm sure Toth far more scared than you.
Interestingly, Renault Coupes now leads GT300. What happened
Oh my
there?
god, we're missing everything.
Something's gone wrong for Gisela.
And your Vansu. Oh, this might be worth watching. Your Vansu's up behind GT300's up the hill again. Oh my lord, that's a dive.
That's not a dive, that is normal
oh my god, he
racing
didn't
line.
even use the handbrake. Didn't even use the handbrake.
I heard a car crashing there. What was that?
That is...
Oh, I see a car spinning. It's Perry Motorsport, I think, sort of half spinning in the difficult double left-handed second turn. And he drops behind TDRT.
A lot more action in the GT500 field today than I would have thought.
Perron and Venjar out the final corner. Perron trying to get back around. Former 3rd position GT500.
Happened from that distance.
I wouldn't put him past him, Dommy. Yeah. I wouldn't put it past him.
Once, but if he does from that distance, oh dear. He probably has learned. Yeah, as you see.
Oh,
second place! Johnny Tomola spinning! Hitting the cold GT3 car! It's lost him 2 places and got him a massively hot clutch. Really hope he's got a lift on his upshifts. And quite a bit of damage.
Oh, Perron surely's going to spin! No, he saves it! He's on the grass though! I think it must be a tyre there, because I think that Jarvie went sideways as well. I think it was a tyre from a GT300 up ahead, and then Perron came through the corner, and was it massively sideways. Crikey, this is all going off.
Oh, and he's hit the genuine GT300 car for some reason. They're going in a straight line. Not
Oh,
quite
what's
sure.
on the final corner? Somebody's spinning, I'm sure of it. And I think they're back through. It's Gunzelman and the GTS car. I looked as though there's a contact at the final corner, and Radu looked like he was going slightly sideways. I think I only caught two glimpses of it. Gunzelman certainly lost about 3 seconds on that lap. I might go and have a little look at that one to see exactly what happened there.
A lot happening there within 20 seconds. Toss of Ina Johnny for Core, who are probably the only ones who haven't been on screen for at least 15 minutes. Now Isaac Price right up the back of the Salva Heavens car. For 4th place, Toma very loose. Oh, is he coming
That's
up?
no,
Oh!
that's not the right line.
Not the right line, that's not where the track goes.
Lots of lag.
He
Oh, I see
definitely
what
has to
you're
pay attention to his clutch a lot. Look at that temperature, that's not healthy.
Yes, I just had a look and see what I saw with Gunzelman and the GTS car. It was a GT300 deciding it would be a good idea to block continuously down the main straight and then try to outbrake the GT500 that had put to the outside and forcing Gunzelman to go into the gravel slightly. So yet more strange behaviour from GTS today. Underpicking for corners with GT500s about.
And here's Genuine Racing outside of Core in GT300.
Yep. We're both just about slowing down a little bit of a lock up, even though going for the cut back and being the outside for the next corner as well. But is he ahead slightly?
It's possible to overtake around the outside.
And I think he's gonna get it. No, he's gonna slide wide. Yes, he's gonna
No,
do it.
he's gonna
Yes,
get it
drive
easy, yeah.
Easy does it. That was beautiful. Looks like he's just gonna slide slightly wide. And you don't want to do that and catch the grass and spin off. But that
That's
was
the
great
thing
driving.
with that corner. I think that in that corner it's actually better to be on the outside when you're side by side.
Yeah. Yeah, get a nice drive out of the corner, and that's exactly what Equinox did there. Fantastic mass on and Barbosa for 3rd in GT300.
Well, we're at the halfway point now, on the 26th race lap of 57. A lot of pit stops happening at the moment, with SR doing driver changes, PLZ doing driver changes, Cole and Infinity Skills. A lot of people are again going for the 50-50 strategy, as Sam Sivansu is very close to, well, cars that actually have come out of pit lane as the GT500 leader. But that's gonna cost him a bit of time. Again.
Oh, and someone was off there. Who's that?
Oh, someone's off, but couldn't quite see who it was.
Infinity.
Mikulic from Infinity Skills there, yeah.
On freezing cold tyres. That's what did it.
I think he's just come out of the pits, or didn't they change tyres? I'm not quite sure. He's just come out of the pit lane there.
That was an effort going very wide there and spinning. Perron spun! Perron has spun out to 3rd place at the top of the hill. Tormler goes past. Price is up with them now, so this will be a 3-way battle for 3rd position now.
Like actually having very thin tyres for only doing half the race.
Perron again.
Price!
Price spin! Around he goes. Just slightly. Oh, and what's this?
An APR's fallen! That front end is even more buggered now.
What What on earth? What was that all about? I don't even think he spun. I think. How did he get there?
I think he got
get
scared and just. I think he just got scared and swerved to the left.
How did? Okay, that's a confusing one. Anyway, no damage done about the front end of that FXR.
Wow, that is amazing. That aero package on that car.
No, Gervanzu lapping a GT500, that's how far he's ahead, but for some reason Bartolo didn't allow you want to get out of the way there of the race leader.
Oh, and you... That was a bit of lag. Thought he was going to spin flip through the chicane there. The incident with Infinity Skills being backwards and turned to the actually just ran wide on cold tyres, probably underestimating the grip level of their cold tyres. Like some fight for 13th. Fight for 13th overall between SR and Infinity Skills, both already having pitted, so can still go get to somewhere from where they are at the moment. I think SR actually passed Infinity Skills there, yes.
Looking at the race leader, I think he'll be in soon because his... I can see why his left rear tyre is very, very thin, because he's... Well, yeah, anyway. Core GT1. Oh, spin, toss the vine, I think.
He actually hits him there.
No, I don't think he did, I think he just drifted around him.
I think he might have clipped him, but... That was close. Very close.
We've got to move. It's Infinity around the outside of Sonic Realms.
Oh, and
Not gonna happen.
the 17 car, the Perry Motorsports car with an absolutely burnt clutch. 10th place. Oh.
Don't change gear too much, or that won't be going anywhere.
I think he's just come out the pits, so that would explain that. It should cool down a little bit. Is he flat shifting? No, he certainly is not.
No, he's not flat shifting, but he's pressing the throttle, which is bad enough for that time.
Oh, hello, is that genuine racing making a move in Vortex?
Oh, and he's off, he turned to no, don't get stationary. Oh, go. Whoa!
Oh, what a look at! Players have been lost. Woo! Yourself for yourselves. Choose your move happening in GT300.
There is Gisela in the pits.
No, Giselle's gone in the pits now, so that was the battle, and now it's not a battle because he's in the pits. Ivanov really making up time at the moment. Pulling himself into contention for his second driver.
Mackie is taking over from Gisela,
You stole
the
that
Vortex
from
car.
him. You stole it. I love his name. Latin Mackie.
GT500 leader into the pit, Sam Sivansu.
Well, it's time to look at some more conventional racing lines then. That's Samsu's going to be out of the car.
With Sami Antonen taking over from him. Still
Samsu,
trying to go full throttle in the pit stop though, even though he's stationary.
maximum attack all of the time.
Antonin in the car, as Isaac Price actually sets the fastest lap, so Rose tyres have seen better days. That Speedo GT500 car.
But he's still nursing that awkward damage. So, a very impressive drive from Isaac Price at the moment.
Probably better now since he's, well, out of any phase where he can get massively hot tyres. Mika Merilotto taking over for Speedo Racing, GT300 wanting to rather, straight out of the server. Oh, Isaac Price has a puncture? Yeah, left front puncture there. Oh dear, I actually saw it coming. But he's doing a pretty good job of getting it around that right hand.
Yeah, he's advancing it. Oh, that's Lord, that's hard to say. But yeah, he's advancing it into the over the engine there, into the final corner. And race leader Matthew Jarvie for Western Wolves has pitted as well. When Antonin's gone. So that's a race lead back for Cookie Monster. Dakovic actually beats him as well. Ah, I see what's wrong here. Nobody's turned up to replace Matthew Jarvie. Ah, there we go. Simon Tell now girls get in the car. That's confusing. Maybe it was just a little pit stop.
Well, Team Even just asked me on MSN if the limit for one driver is actually 1 hour. So yeah, probably some temporary driver issues there.
So that's cost Western Wolves a lot of time, and they're now well back in the field. Speedo, despite their various adventures today, actually are ahead of them now as well. So that's a disaster for Western Wolves. Any chance of victory has gone for the championship leaders. And here comes the last of our leaders into the pits. Oh, timeout!
Yeah.
Genuine Racing have timed out. Genuine Racing GT300. Just as he took over the car, what? Hang on, that doesn't even make sense. He connects to the server, gets due supply, and then it says JD Koskinen took over for K. Ivanov.
Oh, that is
Weird.
Oh, that is a massive.
Well, he
shame,
timed out
really.
again, so that's clearly problems there. Oh, and Ivanov times out. Server must be good. Server must problems. I think the server, is struggling because we're having so many timeouts at the moment. So Ivanov's timed out. I think that could be the end of the race for Infinity GT. Maybe that was the problem. Maybe that was what was the issue for Western Wolves, because L'Elfes France have had a similar issue with taking over their car, looks like, as well. But they're going to just about be ahead of Karekis. No, Karekis goes past back into third position. So an absolute disaster there for so many teams. It was a weird lag spike on the server there.
It's probably because there are so many people on the server now at the moment, and I wonder, like, this being an open config, if it lags a few people's PCs, and I mean that's gonna be like pulling the whole server connection down. And I'm actually hearing that it wasn't a driver change problem for Western Wolves, it was just damage repair, which made the pit stop so much longer, so at least they are issue free on that part. And with a damage-free car now. And also replacement driver for Race Star Convertible getting errors. It's serious not going great for connections today. It's, well, really not what we've been before.
Tell wants to do Martin wants to put him on the grass. Jesus, that was unnecessary. Now he's going to go for a dive bomb. I think he just be as well just leaving that one now. Martin's in gravity. It was over the top defending, and look at this behind them. Last lap, Motorsport and Players Own complete side by side together. Last lap, Motorsport's coming out of the corner on the best line because they were on the outside of Players Own.
Good side.
Squirrely under braking. Simon Cattell wants past France now. Not sure the Elvis France second driver is going to be as quick or as consistent as Pierre Perron getting all over the place there, really in the hairpin complex. Using a lot of curb, using a lot of grass, and going wide and getting up on the, well, it's not like the same placement too much with FXR. McTell has the draft now. Is he going to go for it into there? But I think he's going to set him up for a blast along the main straight. He has brake later though. Oh, he's just going to overtake him. Oh well, that jumped on him. McTell up into 5th position for Western Wolves after that disastrous pit stop, where they were repairing a lot of damage apparently.
We actually have a kind of three-way fight for the GT300 lead between Vortex, Western Wolves, and Virus. More like between Vortex and Western Wolves only. Dennis Lind and Letomaki. Oh, contact with. Whoa! Dennis Lind knocking on the door there a bit. Not on the door, but on the back. Off that Vortex car.
Yeah, and Virus not too far behind this battle as well. GT500's calling on the back of them as well. This is going to get interesting.
Whoa!
Conway swerving across as he tries to overtake the Western Wolves and Vortex battle. Just at the same time as Corbin decided they were going for a move on him. He almost got himself bogged in there to call away for Sonic Realms, but it all sorted itself out in the end. And Lynn seems to want the lead. He wants it badly. He's taking it down the straight, outrunning the FZR into the braking zone, cutting across, taking the entry for the corner. Vortex trying to get the run out the corner, and he does it. Dennis Lind spooling up the turbo a little bit too late there. So Vortex is outside for this corner, which it seems to be a bit better being on the outside for this corner. He hasn't been able to stick it around.
Whoa!
Make a bit of contact.
Would have had a massive drive if he hadn't hit them there, hit him there.
Oh, and here comes Antonin on the back.
Oh, Antonin being covered there by Dennis Lind, obviously not wanting to be overtaken.
Yeah, that worked well for Dennis Lind. He was able to cover off the thread. Virus are on the back of Vortex now.
Side by side with Vortex.
Through for last lap Motorsports. Not sure what that's for. It's apparently for chat earlier in the race.
We've got Perron off and Bjorkland's... That's not Bjorkland, sorry, my bad. I've missed a driver change there. Martinson's gone off with him, that's contact. Martinson span round for gravity. LFS France getting away with it somewhat. Oh,
Oh, and ooh, he's
Defoyne's
still
gone
not
again.
Diving into the gravel to not have to rejoin into the race. Ooh, he's gonna hit. Ooh, knobs there. Ooh, Knobs going past him easily. Telling the LFS France car that he doesn't like this kind of rejoining and he would rather have a place than crash into him. I can't actually believe how far ahead GT500 leader is of second place. Kind of baffled by that at the moment.
But we did say Samsu did put in the first stint, minus the weird driving style, perfectly. Didn't get in trouble. Made passing on the grass. That was a bit weird.
In turn 1, took everything you could take in turn 1 and just I don't know drove. The thing I don't quite understand is how Speedo GT300 lost a lap.
They haven't. It's a server issue, I think. Yeah, it must be a server issue. I don't know quite why they're showing us 27th position at the moment, because they're not. They're leading. I wonder if something's gone a bit too lally in the server when everybody's having those timeout issues.
Probably.
It very possibly could have been people lagging over split markers, which are more of an issue with these open configs than the normal configs. Some left front tyre issues for Dennis Lind in the GT300.
Not as much tyre issues, but look at that left front corner. Kind of, well...
Been nommed on by the metal munching monster.
Probably. Certainly looks the way. Now we're gonna have second place fight in GT500. Speedo versus South of Heaven, Niki Dakovic versus Christoph Kerekesh.
I've raced Christoph Kerekesh many times and he is not afraid to stick his car into small places.
Also got a very exit.
As I say it.
Bit of weaving. Certainly doesn't want to be repassed, no thanks. Both of them, oh my god, is this gonna be... Oh, Spa 2001. Oh, contact! Niki turning in a bit too earlier. Kerekesh is already on the very inside of the track. Also behind Niki Dakovic is going for conquest on a kind of comeback charge, since they've been down in last place about half an hour ago, so, or rather 15 minutes or something like that.
Miro Rowdy's made his way around Latin Mackie. As Latin Mackie tries to spin it.
Oh my god. Now right up with Dakovic down the front stretch. Is he gonna get their draft? Yes, he is. Easily passed before turn 1. Nicky actually breaking out, not to ruin his tyres, breaking his draft and locking up. Few interesting lapping situations here in the second and third sector again, and the kind of twisty bit off this track. Well, it's not like the rest isn't twisty, but only a few nice meetings between GT3 and 500s. Having to take a very... Whoa! Race star spun out of the chicane. Oh, their luck's going from bad to worse. It's about managing to not be overtaken by Ben Kier in a GT300 call car.
Yeah, I think Core are 5th though. I think Speedo's still lead in GT500, 300 even.
It's very hard to say with that issue. Where they, for some reason, have lost a lap on
yeah,
it.
I think what's happened is that the server was playing up for some reason. We saw the strange incident with Genuine Racing as well, and somehow when they eventually got able to take over the car, I think it's missed out a lap from their total. So that's why it appears as though they're a lap down. But it's a very unusual problem. Certainly is a look.
It also says they have made 2 driver swaps on the track, which is actually not true. Oh, Nicky Dakovic off! Simon Cattell was passed there for Western Wolves into 3rd place. Yeah.
Into 4th place, he's trying to. Goik is a little bit further ahead. It'll be difficult for him to make up the gap.
Held up by Dennis
Western
Lind.
Wolves. And that in turn holds up the other Western Wolves car and Dakovic. Severin using
nice
the grass. That's a 1x, as LTS says. Thank you very much, iRacing. Anyway, is still in there, still ahead of Dakovic, who's trying to come through, passing him now. Western Wolves GT300 helping Western Wolves GT500 there.
Looks like, well, it could just be through lapping. Oh, Speedo hitting the speed hump there in the right hander. Conquest is closing with back up to Speedo actually. Or 2nd in GT500.
Yep. The race order is Cookie Monster, Speedo, Conquest, Western Wolves, South of Heaven, Danish Racing Team, LFS France, and we're set to down the order. Yeah.
It's also official now at Speedo GT300. He's actually leading their class.
Oh, Goik runs wide in the final corner and almost hits the tyres.
Oh, and someone's also off in turn 2 at the same time.
Oh, it's
GT300 Conquest car.
Conquest deciding to dual fail. Racing's passed Players Own after their first stint where they end up in a wall. They're making progress now up through the field. It's just interesting. A GT300, can Speedo hold off Western rules? It's getting close.
I guess it's going to be depending a lot on where they will get lapped. Whoa! Speed and Conquest in GT1. Oh, Caracas all over all the speed humps. Guy goes past down to second place due to that. So, yeah, a little mix up with GT3s there, and it's already happened faster than you can think. Very, very interesting right front tyre on the Speedo car. Wouldn't think that is actually possible. To have such tyre heating on an R2 front. Something must have happened to Speedo GT300. They're now down to second. They lost 5 seconds on a past lap, so I'm not sure what happened there.
Rowdy seems to want to be past.
They actually just bumped her after Miko down the second little straight towards turn 2. Oh, it hits him! Miko's backwards, and oh no, that will lose him massive amounts of time.
It's all gone wrong for Speedo in just a few laps. Now they're not on the podium with either car.
And this, well, yeah.
Oh no, sorry, of course, they're still third in GT500. Oh look, the servers. Oh look, they're leading GT500. Hang on, what's that? No, it's not. No, it's not. Never mind. I'm looking at a replay. I was like, huh? And then I realised it's Isaac. I was like,
the move and the.
No? Okay, great. Never mind. I'm going back to look at my replay. Yeah, that was. I was like, huh? Because I just read down below that Michael Booth put something saying that John De Palma thinks that Cookie Monster had spun, and then I was looking at the replay, and all of a sudden it said Speedo. But anyway, no they're not. Failed.
Oh well. Happens. Not leading, but the third and the... well, keeping third at the moment, and Simon Cattell's not actually really closing on in on them. But actually he did just then. Well.
Ah. Merolito just run wide basically in the middle of the second sector, just after the uphill left-right. That's what caused him the lead.
It's a thing that's easily done already.
So yeah, just looking at something at the moment. What are we looking at, Phil, just now? Okay, we're looking at LFS France. LFS France second driver is not as fast as Pierre Perron, that's for sure, and he was going to Villiers holding up the GT300 of hardcore racing who are battling now for a podium position. Keo actually running a nice race. There are administrative human being.
Oh, what a position. Being in LFS.
Top administrative being.
Probably.
Administrative being of the year. Community award.
Now, the GT300 car had just had its fun with it, with Dennis Lind getting held up by the LFS France car there in the first and second sector.
Dennis Lind getting very squirrely and loose on the exit corners at the moment. Not really looking as composed as he did on when he was chasing down Speedo GT300 for the lead of this race. And Vortex staying with them.
You think Ben Keogh is catching up Virus for third?
Maybe Phil Tails is right. I mean, Keogh's going to win this race.
It's interesting how many cars just keep collecting more and more damage when being hit while lapping. It's not a rare thing anymore.
That was understeering there. Our race leaders going through the second corner.
It's
there.
done the same thing in the last lap actually.
Duh. Push. Oh, no grip. Oh, I'm almost in a wall. Conquest chasing them down with just 7 laps to go. I think it's fairly secure for Cookie Monster Racing. But it was victory in Kyoto, of course, as well, before they got a post-race drive-through penalty for an incident on the parade lap. So we're going to be looking at 100% strike rate for this FXR Bus Maniac team. Western Wolves are not giving up on a podium position in the GT500 after their damage repair and all that going on in the pits. Cattell is on a bit of a charge. We saw in the 24-hour race that first stint that he did when Cattell is on a charge or when he's comfortable. He is, well, lightning quick. I think we all knew that, but it's nice to see again Cattell on a charge. Can he catch for third place? And Routy is having massive lag as he comes through. There's a car there. There's a few cars there. Keogh
lagging into the LLM car.
Didn't think he lagged. I think the LLM had gone wide to let people through, and then Ben came through, and the LLM car sort of decided he wanted to stay there.
Back. Yeah. Stay there rather.
The race leader overall comes through past him now. Here comes Keogh on the back of Routy. Keogh could get podium for all this. Rear Routy running a bit wide. I don't think I've seen Ben Keogh drive like this for a while. In fact, no I haven't. This is, are we sure this is Ben Keogh? Should we do some IP checks just to make sure? This isn't, he's absolutely flying. Is Ben Keogh. He's going to try the back and then around to try and get on the back of me.
He's got dropped there.
That exit.
And he absolutely flies at the exit. This is going to be be like taking candy from a baby. Core Racing up to 3rd place. Here comes
absolutely amazing, that exit.
And they hit Rowty. I can see that coming from a mile off. There's a gap. We must
Then
go for
Keogh
it. Keogh
starts
swerving
the other way.
around to try and stop Rowty. He's gone back the other side. That's not. He should have stayed in the right hand side there. Ben Rowty up the inside. Martelota coming through for players zone as well now. Bit more contact between Rowty and Keogh. Keogh going for the outside. I think he knows that this is the better line through this corner, especially for the exit. Watch his exit again. Oh, he's run a bit too wide to get the proper exit there. But he holding on to 3rd. How much longer can he hold on to 3rd position though? In fact, I think they're both catching Vortex actually.
All of this really is giving Lat and Mackie a bit of time to think, because Miro Rowty was right up behind Vortex and it's pulled them both back. You're right in that they're catching, but at least Lat and Mackie can think now.
Keogh,
At this rate, you
we
still
know
have to think what happens if those 2 cars are all over him.
I think that we know the XR has. Oh, look at this! They're right on the back of Vortex now. I think this has given Dennis the victory now, though. I don't think that any of these 2 have got the time to catch back
When
up. To
Vortex off, well not off, but onto the grass out of the chicane, which will cost
The
him
XR
even more time.
Yep, the XR no also has a top speed advantage normally in GT300, but Rowty looks the closest to making a move stick at the moment. He's all over the back of Vortex, and he's going to go for it, I think, here. Is Miro Rowty going to try and take 2nd position for Fires? I think he is. Here we go, in the draft. Picking his moment as a GT500, our race leader coming through as well. But, all eyes on Rowty on the outside line. Oh, good. Well, that was going. I thought he was going to drive in the grass there for a second, but Mackie making it very, very tight on the way into the corner. Rowty giving him room to slide up inside. Keogh right there as well. This is the battle for 2nd place in GT500, with just 6 laps to go.
I think Ben's just waiting for those 2 to wreck each other.
Rowty around the outside. Rowty, we've seen this before with even up, but it's not quite. Oh, there's a contact. Dennis leads, and it's cost Western Wolves the victory. Antonin for Keogh. Keogh with a mistake.
And all of this has handed Virus the lead and possibly even the win.
I think
making
Virus
2 in a row for
where's
Virus.
Antonin going? Unless Antonin decides he wants another GT300 scalp. I think he does, because he's driving very erratically just now. And this, well, that could cost them the victory, because it looks as though he's just stuck it up the inside, spun the GT300 race. Rowty hits him, and look later. Lettermackie is right up there again with him, so suddenly it's come back, and the car won't get out of the way. Why the car goes in? Out goes Vortex, off goes Rowty. Keogh's going to take the lead. Keogh's got the run. He's surely going to get the speed. No, Rowty comes across. Dennis coming too. Wow. Lynn goes for the inside line to try and get his lead back.
Can't quite make it there.
This is crazy. Rowty on the back. Is Prero Rowty going to bump Dennis? Lynn's pitting. Lynn's pitting. Why? He must not take enough fuel on or something. There must have been a mistake. So it's down to 3. It was 4. It's now just the 3 battling over the victory. It's Vortex for Core from Virus. Who's going to win this race?
I'm not gonna say anything.
Not gonna survive it.
It's gonna be Dennis at this rate, isn't it? It'll be Dennis after they all wreck each other.
Merolito's not too far behind neither, but Keogh, he's
About
got
this
luck,
top
can he
three
get
at
it
the
done?
moment.
Miro's fallen back. He's got very, very hot red tyre.
Yep, I think that it's Well, I think Vortex have been a bit of a run for it on this lap. There's a GT300 running wide. That's players on up ahead of them at the moment, but it looks good for Vortex to take the win today.
There's laps yet to run.
Well, a minute ago we said the Western Wolves would have it easy, but kind of gone to somewhere else.
I wonder what will happen after the race. I'm sure that might be a protest from Western Wolves on what happened there with
If not two.
Yeah, it was interesting, shall we say? Interesting.
I
but,
don't think we had it on stream, did we? But
no, we saw the end of it though in the server though. But yeah, look at this. Vortex getting blocked by player zone up the hill. This is going to allow Keo to get a bit more of a. Where's the player zone car going? Well, at the top of the hill you're as well going and just driving straight through. Keo getting past as well by the looks of it. Yes, Keo still right there with Vortex. No time for Vortex to relax, but we've just got 2 laps to go now though, so it's looking very, very hard for Core to get the job done and take the victory in GT300.
thank you. Very good run out of that chicane, actually.
Another GT300 to deal with now, and that's SR.
SR, yes.
Holding up Mackie big time.
Oh, big
Here's
time.
Keo.
Oh, Sonic Realm's doing there? Just didn't seem to drive out the corner. Now they're going in the pits. Okay, Keo pumping the back of the Vortex car. Doesn't want to make the move early enough. So this is the chance for Core with just 2 laps to go to take victory in GT300. Side by side, down toward the first corner. Inside line Vortex, outside line in the side of the orange car. Core racing. Keo looking for the cutback, but Leo Mackie is so slow on the apex that he hits him. Here they go, still there's a GT500 behind them. It's Simon Cattell, Western Wolves, just goes down the inside and takes the best way, but that's gonna get, oh, Cattell, well that was, oh, it sort of worked out in the end, but Cattell sort of making a bit more of a sloppy exit that almost cost Vortex time.
I think it was just a bit late on the brakes for Simon. He had to make the decision to sit behind them for a couple of corners or make the move there. Both were a bit dodgy for him. Oh, a big slide from Mackie. Here's Keo.
As we go into the final lap of this race, Keo takes the lead, does he? Yes! Later Mackie will not.
For how long?
Oh, and Conquest, our second place team, have a flat tyre onto the last lap, so they're just trying to make it around, take second place. Are they under pressure?
Correchez is close.
Yes,
it's not
Correchez
far
will probably
away.
get there, yeah. Cattell's not
Thank
too
you,
far behind either.
weaving all over down the start-finish straight. Whoa!
Whoa! Oh, and Vortex had maybe break themselves. No, he managed to make the apex as well. Keo has to run out the corner. Keo getting very defensive.
Goik's gone off, so that
Goik
hands
has gone off.
Correchez second, and Simon Cattell is about to go through on him as well.
Indeed, disaster for Conquest Racing, who looks safe in second. Keo's got the run! Keo's got the run! And he's got the outside line for the next corner. Surely that's going to be it now.
No,
Vortex on the inside! He's going to run into him, surely! Yes, he does!
Oh,
I don't believe it! That is it! That is it now!
That was a bit dodgy from Vortex there. It's never going to make a corner that colour with that angle.
And that is that in GT300, I think. In GT500, Antonin's out the final corner. Cookie Monster for now, we must say, because I think there are going to be ramifications for a few of their driving moves today. Do take the checkered flag. We'll see after the race what happens there. And Correctus is going to finish second as he comes out the final corner. Correctus finishes second for Speedo Racing. Cattell will claim third for Western Wolves in the end. Goik is just about going to make it around the final corner to claim fourth. Yes, he does. With Dakovic, I think is going to finish in fifth position as he comes out the final. GT300s are across the line, and Vortex do take the check flag just ahead of Core. Oh, it's Speedo Racing. Speedo's taking third. Oh, Routy's out of fuel.
Here's Lind.
Routy's out of fuel on the last corner of the last lap.
Beeping away. And Dennis Lind,
Wow.
help, my fuel's gone.
No, and he's gonna get passed by everyone.
Oh,
He's just going to make it over the line, but he's going to be well down the order now.
Oh God.
Oofed. Wow. Crikey. I think he finished sixth in class in the end. He was third. So that's another heartbreak for Team Virus again. Crikey. Well, that was exciting. Oh, Karekis is timed out just after the line. Well, crikey, that's lucky. An apology goes in Vortex to Core. But yeah. Anyway, right, okay. Well, that was interesting. Let's wrap it up, shall we? Oh, well, that was exciting, wasn't it, Dom? Maybe you'd like to, Dom or Oscar, one of you two would like to, oh, Oscar's actually gone now. Bye, Oscar. Dom, would you like to sum up the qualifying races? I wasn't here for that.
Oh God, it was about 100 times less chaotic and 100 times less well, overtaking. It wasn't that much overtaking, except for, well, maybe the top three GT300 places, but this was wow. But actually better than BO1R, to be honest. I don't really yeah. I don't really can think of a way to describe this.
Well, yeah. Dom is speechless, and that is a joyous occasion when that happens. I think the main race was, well, I don't know what to say about that. There was some interesting, what shall I say? How can I put this? Lappery and racing. So yeah, it was a very exciting again Super GT race. I've been Chris Ford. Dom Engel has been Dom Engel. Oscar Hardwick has been Oscar Hardwick. Thank you to the administration and all the drivers for today's race. We'll see you again on, when's the next race again? It's 2 weeks' time, I believe, so we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Whew, it's gonna be fast and furious.
And Fernbake Gold
It's a firm big gold, wow.
means even more spaces to overtake.
Oh, terrific! 5th of February 2012, firm big gold, overcast dust. 25 laps is the qualifying race, 74 for the main. Whew, that'll be interesting. Anyway, right, thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next time.